So, when is this happening?
He asks. Tomorrow, probably. I'll make a supply run to CVS when I leave here.
To CVS?
He looks scandalized.
No, you have to go to the Giant in Silver Spring. It's the all-time best grocery store.
I look up. Oh, really?
Yes.
He gives one of those very serious Reed nods, but his dimple flickers. Is it on the metro? I ask.
Oh, I don't think so.
I bite my lip. Oh, okay. I don't have a car. Reed is quiet for a minute, and I feel slightly awkward. It's funny. I don't really mind the car thing. I think it bothers Cassie more than it bothers me. But now I feel weirdly self-conscious about it, and I have no idea why.
Do you want to ride there?
He asks. You don't have to do that.
I don't mind. Seriously, it would be fun. I like grocery shopping.
Really? I shoot him the Molly face. He smiles.
Okay, not really. But I like cookie dough. And if I drive you to the supermarket, you'd probably have to give me some.
Probably. I agree. Now I'm smiling too. I can't help it. So now I'm in Reed's car, and he's driving me to the grocery store. A very particular grocery store. Apparently the best grocery store, and I'll have to take his word for that. An immediate perk of riding with Reed, he's placed a bag of Cadbury mini eggs open between us in front of the gearshift. You know what I love about Cadbury mini eggs? I lean back against the seat. Their simplicity.
Right? No one appreciates that.
I'm really over fancy desserts. Like, I'm sorry, but anything with citrus infusion and caramelized kumquats or almond and Cointreau or anything like that. I mean, does anyone actually like that stuff? He laughs.
Nope.
They just think they're supposed to like it because they're trying to look classy.
Trying and failing,
says Reed. Utterly failing. We pull into the parking lot of Giant, and Reed picks a spot by the cart return. Then he twists off the ignition and looks at me with this solemn expression.
Are you ready for the grocery experience of a lifetime?
Well, I'm pretty sure I've been here before.
But not with me,
he says firmly. Not with you. I feel suddenly shy. It occurs to me, as we're crossing the parking lot, that people probably assume we're a couple. Like, maybe we're a college-age couple grabbing food for the night. Young lovebirds. Boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like when someone mistakes the random guy sitting next to you on the metro for your dad. There's a line of carts near the entrance, but as soon as I ease one out, Reed tugs the front end and guides me over to a bench outside the store. Then he pushes the cart to the side and sits, looking up at me expectantly. I sit down next to him.
So now you need to take out your phone.
Why?
You'll see.
He pulls his own phone out of his pocket.
And get into your notes app.
Okay. I'm smiling. He's being kind of bossy, and I'm sorry, but it's hilarious. It's like when your teacher leaves the room for a second and puts a well-behaved kid in charge. Reed is a well-behaved kid on a power trip, and it's so cute I have to play along.
You got it?
He peeks over my shoulder.
Good. Now, write down the titles of 3 pop songs from the early 2000s.
What? Why?
Because those are the rules.
So I just write down any pop songs? I ask.
Yup, but choose wisely.
I pause for a moment, finger poised above my keypad. I want to pick the absolute worst ones. I want the ones that almost ruined music. They come to me quickly. 1. Stacy's Mom. 2. Skater Boy. 3. I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman.
Excellent,
Reed says. Let's see yours. He tilts his phone toward me, and I burst out laughing. Because in another life, I'm pretty sure Reed was someone's dorky dad. He even looks proud of himself. 1. Find Me into Club, 2. The one with the girl playing the piano singing about if she could fall into the sky. 3. Justin Timberlake. So now what? I ask.
Good question. The rules are as follows. If any one of your songs gets played, you get 20 points.
If the supermarket plays them.
Yes.
So out of every song in the entire world, you think this supermarket will play one of the 6 random songs we happen to choose?
Absolutely.
I laugh. Why?
It's magic.
He shrugs.
And because all grocery stores play early 2000s pop music, it's federal law.
I'm skeptical until the moment we walk into the store and Stacy's mom is playing. Oh, hey, 20 points to me, I say. Reed groans, leaning into the cart handle.
Beginner's luck.
He eases the cart down the baking aisle and literally makes it 3 steps before getting distracted by tubs of frosting.
Ooh, hey.
He picks up some Duncan Hines chocolate.
Oh man, I would sit and eat this with a spoon, like yogurt. Is that weird?
Is that a real question? Seriously, I want to know. Is there anyone who wouldn't eat a tub of chocolate frosting like yogurt? All of a sudden, I'm inspired. Can I add a rule to our game?
Definitely.
Okay. I grin. Quick challenge. 10 points to whoever finds the grossest flavor of frosting in the next minute, starting now. I set the stopwatch on my phone, and we both fall silent. I'm feeling very competitive for some reason, which isn't like me at all. Maybe this is what it's like to be Cassie. She used to win all the competitions at camp. Hot dog eating, pig Latin speaking, watermelon seed spitting, and all the other things I never really cared about. But I care about this. I want the 10 points. These 10 nebulous points that count toward literally nothing. And it's exhilarating. I scan the shelves, and almost everything is pretty standard. Home-style chocolate and funfetti and cream cheese. There are a few contenders, like coconut pecan and key lime. But in the end, I have to throw my shade at Betty Crocker's limited edition maple bacon. Not okay, Betty. Reed is flailing at the 45-second mark.
Molly, help! They all look good.
You are joking.
Maybe I just like all frosting.
I shake my head sadly. I don't even know what to say to that. My phone stopwatch beeps, and I reveal the maple bacon, which Reed hadn't noticed.
Oh, that's really funny,
he says. I know, I have to take a picture of this for my sister. He laughs.
Will you send it to me?
Yeah, if you give me your number. I feel my cheeks grow warm. I hope he doesn't think I'm asking for his number. I don't think I'm asking for his number. I'm just asking for his number.
Oh, right.
He gives it to me, and I text him the picture and add him to my contacts. Then he pulls out his phone to add me to his. It's funny, but I almost wonder if he wanted us to exchange numbers. Because he totally could have snapped his own picture instead of having me text mine. For a second, I'm speechless. But I'm saved by Avril Lavigne. Skater Boy starts playing, loudly and suddenly, and I finally exhale. 20 points, I say, grinning.
What? How are you so good at this game?
I shrug, palms up. I become the shruggy emoji. I'm psychic, I say. God, this phone number thing. Not that it's a thing. It's definitely not a thing. And I don't know why I'm suddenly so breathless. I guess lungs are great traitors. As our stomachs. As our heartbeats. There's traffic on the way home, but it's still light out, and there's this quietness between us. In the supermarket, it was all jokes and teasing and games, which I destroyed, by the way, 50 points to 0. But in the car, I'm suddenly shy. And I think Reed is, too.
So you have a sister?
Yep, I nod. A twin.
Really?
He sounds surprised. Have I never told him about Cassie? But I guess when we're at work, we talk about random stuff. We talk about the things we like rather than the things we are. We're fraternal, I add, because it's the first thing people ask.
What's she like?
Cassie? I pause. I don't know. She's totally fearless.
I don't think anyone's actually fearless,
Reed says. And then he clicks on his turn signal, even though we're a block away from the turn. Even though the traffic's so thick, we're barely inching forward. It ticks like a metronome. Yeah, maybe, I say, and I smile. Because I remember the look on Cassie's face when she told me Mina was pansexual, when she knew she had a chance, but wasn't sure how things would go. Maybe she was a little scared. I guess she didn't need to be. Then I remember the Facebook status update, which is starting to feel less like a gut punch and more like a joke. I mean, it's funny. Reed would probably think it was funny. And I should definitely say something funny right now. You want to hear something weird? I ask.
Always.
Not like Tolkien weird.
Okay, Tolkien is not weird, he says. He's probably the most basic fantasy author you could have picked.
The funny thing is how much I want to tell him about Cassie. Not just about the Facebook thing and the funny parts, but about the other stuff too. About this strange, tiny shift between Cassie and me. I just have this feeling he'd understand, even though I have no reason to think that. Even though 2 minutes ago, Reed didn't know Cassie existed.
I mean, if you want weird, he continues, let me know, because...
No, I say, and I smile a little bit. I feel clenched up inside. So, Cassie just started dating her first actual girlfriend. And guess how I found out?
How?
He asks, and I love that he doesn't bat an eye at the word girlfriend. Not that I expected less from a Tacoma Park boy, especially one related to Deborah and Ari, but still. From a Facebook status update? His eyebrows knit.
Oh.
Yeah. He pauses.
How was she supposed to tell you?
He asks finally. Well, not from a status update. I have this immediate sinking feeling. I don't know how I wanted Reed to react. I don't know why I even care about Reed's reaction. But something feels off. I'm not sure why I thought this would seem funny or cute. It's just awkward and kind of sad. I turn quickly toward the window.
Molly,
he says after a moment. Yeah? We're stopped at a light now, and I feel him watching me, trying to decide if he should say something. I stare at my wrists, at my bright rows of friendship bracelets. I taught Abby how to make them in the spring before she left, and we both still wear them, always. But thinking about Abby right now gives me this little prickle of sadness. Because she's in Georgia, and Cassie has a girlfriend. And everything and everyone are moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
You shouldn't have had to find out on Facebook,
he says finally. I shrug.
I'd be sad about that too,
he adds. And oh, there's a lump in my throat. That's another thing about me. If someone says I'm sad, or asks me what's wrong, or tells me not to cry, it's like my body hears, now, cry, like a command, even if I am not actually sad. But maybe there are always tiny sad pieces inside me, waiting to be recognized and named. Maybe it's like that for everyone. Anyway, it's fine, I say quickly, forcing a smile. Obviously, I'm really happy for her.
Oh, okay.
He looks confused, and I really wish I hadn't said anything. Now he thinks I'm a shitty sister, and a shitty person, and an all-around asshole. I don't know why I'm incapable of shutting up around this boy. 11. I wake up before sunrise on Wednesday, feeling jittery. My mind will not simmer down. It's just jumping from one thought to another. I mean, there's Reed, and his glowing white sneakers, and his surprisingly low standards for frosting. And there's Cassie, and Mina, and the Facebook status update, and the cookie dough, and the fact that Mina's coming when Grandma's here. The inevitable shit show. I try to hypnotize myself by staring at my ceiling fan, and when that doesn't work, I scroll through wedding inspiration blogs on my phone. But I can't focus. Finally, I just take my pill and head down to the kitchen, and I start pulling out my ingredients. You never think you'll be spooning egg-free cookie dough into tiny mason jars at 5 in the morning, until you are. I've just gotten them into the fridge when I hear Zave babbling upstairs. I actually love being the one to get Xavier out of bed. I slip into his room, and when he sees me, he pulls up on the crib railing and does this bouncy little dance. Baby twerking. Hi, buddy. I scoop him into my arms, and he cups my cheek, grinning. Momo, momo, momo. That's right. Let it be known that Xavier is the actual cutest baby in the universe. He has these huge brown eyes and big, mushy cheeks and the softest brown skin and a little gap between his front teeth. He's perfect. I always love the idea that we share DNA, even if it's on the donor side. Maybe there are a bunch of mutual ancestors drinking ambrosia and spying on us right now. Hey, baby, I whisper into the crook of his neck, and he scrunches up and giggles. I hoist him onto my hip and carry him downstairs. I figure I'll set him up with his activity center in the living room and let my mom sleep in. Except Nadine wanders down a few minutes later, yawning and smiling. Wow, look at you two. Oh, did we wake you up? Oh, Momo, no. It was the boobs. These days, Nadine talks about her boobs like they're sentient beings. They're always waking her up or leaking through her nursing bras or demanding to be drained, like cows on a dairy farm. They have their own boobish agendas. I pass Xavier to her, and she lifts up one side of her pajama shirt. Xav glomps right on. So, I heard this rumor, Nadine says, sitting up straight against the back of the couch. About Cassie? She grins. How did you know? The mom chain. Otherwise known as Olivia's mom. Olivia tells her mom everything, and her mom tells my mom's everything. It's a pretty foolproof system. I settle onto the armchair with one of Xavier's toys. It's one of those interactive button-pushing ones that sings animal songs in an unnervingly chipper male voice. God, that thing needs to burn, says Nadine. We should burn it. Yeah, but, another one will just spawn in its place. That's right, Xavier, she adds. He's popped off the boob to grin at her. Hey, we're spraying. Get back on there. I made cookie dough, I tell her. For dessert tonight? I nod. That's what you were down here working on. I nod again. Momo, you need to sleep every once in a while. I couldn't. She tilts her head. Oh, honey. I'm fine, I say quickly. Are you working today? I shake my head. Okay, well, now we're vibrating. She scoots forward and gropes around for a minute under her butt. I think I'm sitting on your phone. She pulls it out and hands it to me. You're getting texts like crazy. Look at you, Miss Popular. Who's texting you at 7 in the morning? Probably Abby. But when I glance at my phone, there's this tiny hiccup in my chest. I've missed 2 texts from Reed. Need any help making cookie dough? And by making, I mean sampling. Xavier's still on the boob, but he swings his arm back to make a grab for my phone. Nice try, I tell him. Nadine snorts. The kid wants an iPhone. Okay, I feel like a jerk, because now I want Nadine and Xav to leave so I can write back to Reed. It's funny, because Cassie texts girls at the table and in the living room and in the car and everywhere. I honestly think she'd coordinate an orgy in front of all of us. On the couch between Nadine and Patty. As long as they're not actively reading over her shoulder, she doesn't care. But I can't text a boy in front of my mom's. I just can't. Not even read.
So, Mina and Grandma tonight?
Nadine yawns.
How the hell did that happen?
I laugh. I don't know. I think it was Mina's idea.
Cannot believe Kitty Cat's allowing it.
Maybe Grandma will be cool?
Right.
Nadine grins.
I'm excited to meet this girl, though.
You'll like her. My phone buzzes again, and I try to ignore it. But I've lost my train of thought. Sometimes not looking at my phone requires all my mental energy. Maybe it's Reed again. Not that it matters. Xavier finally finishes his boob, and Nadine readjusts her top, standing.
Okay, I've got to take this little dude to the supermarket before story time.
Nadine never misses story time in the summer. Patty says it's because whenever Nadine did baby stuff with Cassie and me, people assumed she was our nanny, which I imagine is a shitty thing to hear when you're a mom. As soon as they leave, I tap into my texts, and my heart feels like it's skipping. My body has no chill whatsoever. There are the 2 cookie dough ones from Reed. In the new text, from a Maryland number not in my contacts. It says simply, "What's up?" No question mark, just 2 words, plus that little emoji with the dancing bee ladies. So now I'm curious. A text from a mystery person. But it's got to be someone I know. I don't think you're allowed to drop the bee ladies on a stranger. I Google the number, but Google doesn't know, and I feel dumb asking who it is. So I ignore it. I try to. Anyway, I still need to think of something to write to Reed. And it has to be funny and casual and badass. But it can't seem like I'm trying too hard. I type, "Too late. Dough is already made and sealed away." Sunglasses smiley emoji. Though I may be able to part with some... ... for a price. Right away, 3 dots appear. And a moment later,
"For a price, huh?"
And suddenly, I'm mortified. I don't know. It's just hitting me how that sounds. For a price. Like it's a sex thing. It reads like I'm flirting with him. Fuck! Must neutralize awkwardness immediately. I accept payment in mini eggs.
"I'm so there," he writes. "Where are you?"
There's this prickle in my stomach. Seriously, this body. No chill. "I'm home," I write back, and I carefully press send. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if he came over. I don't think that's weird. He's my coworker. We've been grocery shopping together. And he dropped me off here on Monday, so I guess he knows where my house is. He doesn't write back. But maybe he's on his way. He did say he was so here. I should stop staring at my phone. I should probably relax. I probably shouldn't picture Reed standing in my doorway with his ridiculous sneakers and his cute, almost dimple. I don't know why my mind keeps going there. I try to empty my head. I put my phone on the end table. Patty talks a lot about mindfulness and being fully present in the moment, but that's actually really hard for me. I think I have a wandering kind of mind. When I'm able to rein it in, it's a pretty cool feeling. It's like, just for a minute, I stop wanting things. I didn't even realize how much time I spent wanting, and yearning, and crushing, and aching. It's like I have this perpetual sense that something's missing. I keep turning my head toward the door. It's a little ridiculous, but I think I'd really like him to show up. Before I can stop myself, I open my chain of messages with Reed. "Wait, are you coming?" 3 dots. He's typing.
Coming where?
So he was kidding. And now I wish I hadn't said anything. I feel awkward and stupid. I try to play it off. To claim the cookie dough I originally saved for you, but then totally just ate myself. He writes back immediately with a very tearful series of emojis. I'm actually sort of surprised he does emojis. Anyway, I don't care. I'm not going to care. I'm going to lean back on my hands and be very mindful about this. I do not care. I do not want. Hours later, Cassie's completely freaking out. Oh my God, where are they? She has her whole face pressed to the window, much like the Applebaum's cat. Outside, it's raining so heavily it seems to come down in waves. Probably stuck in traffic, Nadine says. Rush hour and airport and rain, kitty cat. But they'll be here. Cassie huffs into the living room and collapses onto the couch, and I sink down beside her. It's gonna be fine, Cass. Yeah, well, I really need Grandma to get here before Mina. Why? Cassie raises her eyebrows. Because you know she's going to say something racist, and I need to, intervene before it happens. I laugh. Intervene how? I don't know. Tell her not to say anything racist? She's going to anyway. She's Grandma. Yeah. Fuck. Cassie sighs. What do I do? I mean, it's not like it reflects on you. Just talk to Mina. Give her a heads up. Cassie leans back, laughing bitterly. Right. Hey, Mina, my grandma is probably going to act like you don't speak English or tell you about the Chinese lady in her building or something really awesome like that. She covers her face. Fuck. Hey. She slides one hand off her face and peeks up at me. I hook my arm around her shoulders and hug her. Gonna be okay. She exhales. I know. This is a good thing, right? You have a girlfriend. She's coming to dinner. I try to say it nonchalantly, but my voice seems to snag. Cassie rolls her head toward me. You're pissed off that I didn't tell you. No, I'm not. That is such bullshit. She smiles. I was surprised you didn't tell me. And pissed off. Look, I get it. She leans into me. I know I'm an asshole. No, you're not. This is just weird for me, you know? And talking about it is weird. It's fucked up. It's so easy for me to tell you about some random hookup because who cares? And we can laugh about it and whatever. You know, I'd never laugh at you about Mina, right? No, I know, it's just... She shuts her eyes. I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dick, but, maybe it's one of those things you're not going to understand until you get a boyfriend. For a moment, it just hangs there. Oh, I say. Okay, that came out wrong, but you know what I mean. Yup, I say, standing abruptly. I mean, it's pretty clear. Cassie's had a girlfriend for 2 days, and now she's the expert on the wonders and mysteries of true love, whereas I clearly understand nothing. I guess I'm some kind of naive, sexless child. Molly, come on, I'm sorry, okay? I told you it came out wrong. She sighs. Can you give me a break? Just this once? Suddenly, her phone buzzes on the coffee table. A text. She picks it up. She's here. Grandma or Mina? But already, Cassie's sprung off the couch and out the front door, running through the rain. There are only a few yards between our door and Mina's car, but Cassie's soaked within moments. She doesn't seem to care. She slips into the car on the passenger side, and they lean toward each other over the gear shift. I blush and turn away. Patty and Grandma pull in about 30 minutes later, and then we all settle around the dining room table. And the first thing Grandma says is this. Cassie, you didn't tell me your girlfriend was Oriental. Grandma, Cassie hisses. She shoots Patty a desperate look. Patty winces. Mom, you can't say that. I can't? I shake my head. Grandma, Mina is Korean American. Cassie says. Okay? You can't say Oriental. Unless you're talking about rugs, I add. Well, they just keep changing the terminology on me. She laughs. Mina, dear, I hope you don't take offense. It's so nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, too. Mina definitely looks overwhelmed. Nadine brings out this giant turkey, the kind you roast for Thanksgiving. It's the kind they always label young turkey, which makes you wonder how epic old turkeys must be. Everything gets passed around, and I feel strangely self-conscious. I think it's sympathetic self-consciousness. I think I feel it on behalf of Cassie. Or maybe Mina. God, poor Mina. So you live in Bethesda? Nadine asks. That's a fun place. Mina smiles faintly. I don't know if I'd call it fun. Mom, fun is like H Street, Cassie says. Not true, Nadine says. Fun exists wherever you make it. Am I right, Xavier Zave? Xavier is currently mashing a slice of peach into his hair. He looks a lot like you, Mina says, looking back and forth between Xav and Nadine. Aw, thanks, Nadine says. Told you, Cassie says. He's her mini-me. People notice that all the time. Xavier looks so much like Nadine, and Patty's old pictures look exactly like Cassie. I'm the oddball. I secretly think I must look like the donor, but I've never seen a picture of him. Of course, Grandma always says I look like her. I don't exactly see it, but she loves to bring it up. And sure enough, you know, Molly is the spitting image of me at 17. But of course, I was very thin at that age. She loves to bring that up, too. I used to be a model for Macy's department store. Can you believe it? Oh, wow, Mina says. And I always tell Molly, you're a little Zaftig, of course, but you have a lovely face. Isn't she lovely? Definitely, Mina says, nodding, but Patty says, Mom, stop it, in this warning tone. So Grandma makes a big show of snapping her mouth shut and winking at me. And I think I might cry. I might actually cry. I can't believe I'm sitting at this table pretending things are normal while my grandmother calls me fat. Right to my face. I know what Zaftig means. She's even called me that before. But saying it in front of Cassie's gorgeous new girlfriend makes it 1,000,000 times worse. You know, my friend Sylvia's granddaughter is at Columbia, Grandma says quietly, leaning in close. She's a beautiful girl. Her name is Esther. That's great. Grandma rests a hand on my elbow. In New York. You know, Columbia's in Manhattan, dear. And in New York, they have this exercise program. I think it's on the DVD. And Esther just puts it on and does it right in her dorm room. Okay. She just loves it. I nod slowly. I think every cell in my body freezes in place. I notice Cassie and Mina are listening in. You should think about it, Mamala. You know, I'll tell you what I wish someone had told me, she says. It gets harder and harder to lose. Grandma does this sometimes. Half the time she's totally cool, and half the time she makes me want to disappear. When you're young, it's easy, she continues. Just be a little more careful. Leave half of everything on your plate. And you should talk to Esther. She really loves her program. You know, she lost 20 pounds. Okay. And now she has a boyfriend. Cassie swallows a chunk of turkey and drops her fork with a clatter. Yeah, no, that's not okay. My cheeks are burning. It's fine. It's not fine. She raises her voice. Grandma, stop saying this shit to Molly. You can't. I'm sorry. You can't talk to her like that. Molly doesn't mind, right? Grandma says, patting my arm. I don't mind, I say. Yes, you do, Cassie says quietly. And I do. It's seriously stupid, but I do mind. It's just that every time Grandma says this stuff, I freeze up. But now Nadine and Patty have caught wind of the conversation. Mom, stop it. We've talked about this. I'm just trying to be helpful. This isn't helpful. Patricia, it's a health issue. You know that. Betty, Nadine says, setting her fork down. She glances at Patty. Cassie presses her foot against mine under the table, but I can barely process it. I feel hot and cold all at once. It's hard to explain. I mean, I know I'm fat. It's not a secret. Kyle Donner used to whisper the word gorda in my ear every day of 8th grade Spanish. And once, Danielle Aldred asked me if I was worried I'd crush a guy during sex. In 7th grade. She actually asked that. So I should be used to it. Still, it always throws me a little bit when people say stuff about my body. I guess I want to believe no one notices I'm fat. Or that I'm somehow pretty and fat all at once, like a Torrid model. I don't know. Anyway, Cassie's still fuming, and Mina's staring awkwardly at her plate, and now Patty is escorting Grandma into the living room. I can't hear what she's saying, but I can hear snippets of Grandma's replies. Small portions. Something to think about. Let's pretend that didn't just happen, Cassie says, shaking her head. Want to help me clear the table, Momo? Nadine asks. I nod and start stacking plates. Nadine wraps me in a one-armed hug as soon as I step into the kitchen. Hey, you okay? Yeah. That was some pretty fucked up shit from Grandma. Don't even listen to her, okay? She shakes her head. Let it roll off your back. Mina starts bringing in plates and dishes, even though Nadine tells her to go relax. But she insists on helping. It's that dance people do. Like when I was little, we'd go to restaurants with our relatives, and Nadine and Uncle Albert would argue over the check. Abby and I thought it was the funniest thing. Our parents would go back and forth more and more insistently, and my God, you freaking grown-ups, it's a free meal, let it happen. But I get it now. Maybe I'm more of an adult than I realized. Cassie follows behind Mina, holding Xavier. So, Molly made us cookie dough in mason jars, she says. She opens the fridge to show Mina. Oh my God, you made these? I smile shyly. Aren't they so cute? She sets Xav down, holding his hands up while he toddles. Like, if it was me, I'd have put a big glop of it in a Ziploc bag and been like, here you go. It was super easy, I say. This is literally the greatest dessert I have ever seen, Mina says, looking odd. We end up carrying all the jars and a bunch of spoons into the living room, and I feel my cheeks go red when I see Grandma. Like, now I'm supposed to eat dessert in front of her. Though there's a part of me that wants to plant myself beside her and make her watch me do it. Dare her to say something. But it's cool to see how excited Mina is about the cookie dough. Sometimes it's so easy, I almost feel bad. Honestly, the secret to impressing people is this. Individual portions, packaged in mason jars. I even remembered to leave room on top for vanilla ice cream. I squeeze all the way up against the armrest of the couch to make room for Cassie and Mina. Except it ends up being pointless. They kind of perch there for 5 minutes until Cassie says she has a book she needs to find for Mina. Funny how this task seems to require both of them. Even funnier how they come down half an hour later with no book. I'll be staying in Cassie's room for a few days until Grandma goes home. We actually used to share this room. Cassie never got rid of her bunk beds, so when we have house guests, I reclaim my bottom bunk. It's like stepping back through time. But of course, I can't sleep. Again, my mind won't stop churning. I fluff up my pillow and stare at the underside of Cassie's bed frame, which is still lined with glow-in-the-dark animal stickers. And probably decade-old boogers. I wasn't the classiest child. I roll over and the bed creaks, and I hear Cassie sigh. Molly, go to sleep. I'm trying. Try harder. For a moment, we're quiet. I know you're still awake, she says. So are you. But I have an excuse. I'm lovesick. I draw up into a sitting position, cross-legged beneath my blanket, How do you know I'm not lovesick too? Wait, what? She swings her torso down over the side of the bed, peering at me, upside down. I'm kidding. No, you're not. Oh my God. He texted you, didn't he? Who are we talking about? I ask, trying to sound nonchalant. But my heart starts fluttering wildly. I don't know how she knows Reed texted me, unless she's actually talking about the mysterious dancing bee ladies. So here's the thing, she says. It's dark, but I can see her twist of a smile. She whips her head back up, but moments later, her feet dangle over the side of the top bunk. She pushes off with her arms and lands neatly on the ground in a crouch. There's a ladder. She never uses it. Another fundamental difference between us. Mina and I might have given Hipster Will your number. What? Oh man, I really thought he was going to text you. She sinks onto the end of my bed, tugging her pajama shorts down. He wimped out, huh? What a dipshit. I don't understand. Molly, this is part of the mission. The boyfriend thing? I told you, we're making this happen. She shakes her head. I can't believe he didn't text you. I blush. I think he did. What? I push my bangs out of my face. I don't know. I got a text from a random number, but I didn't know who it was. Holy shit, what an idiot. He didn't tell you it was him? I shake my head. What did he say? I don't even know if it was actually him. I paw around the floor for my phone and tug it out of the charger. Here. I pull up the text and hand her my phone. She laughs. Yeah, that's Will. He sent you the bee ladies? Apparently. Oh my God, I'm dying. I have to tell Mina. She rubs her cheeks. That's so fucking great. You should write him back. And say what? Anything. Seriously, it doesn't matter. You just have to keep it going. She leans back against my pillow and sighs. I love this. I'm dating Mina, and now you're going to date her best friend. I don't think that's happening. I feel warm. I must be utterly, inhumanly red right now. Look, I'm just saying he's a good target for our boyfriend mission, okay? I really like him for you. He's sweet, he's cool, he's artsy, and he has great taste in music. And he's cute, right? Yes, I say softly. And he's Mina's best friend. I know. We always said we were going to marry best friends, Cassie says. You and Mina are getting married? Wow. Fuck you. You know what I mean. But she's blushing. I'm just saying, he's Mina's friend. That's very convenient for us. And I really think he likes you, Molly. I shake my head. No, he doesn't. Okay, you know what's fucked up? She looks me straight in the eye. That you don't even seem to think that's a possibility. Well, I don't. But I do. I mean, I honestly don't know. 12. And now Cassie won't stop talking about it. The Will thing. She's being a little too hardcore. I know for sure she's consulted with Abby, Olivia, and Mina. It's really pretty embarrassing. It would be nice if I were the kind of person who didn't require a battalion of wing women to make this happen. I just feel like I'm a really defective girl in some ways. So now I'm wearing this black top I got a couple of weeks ago with an empire waist and a black lace overlay. I've worn it before, though always with a camisole underneath and a cardigan over. Except Cassie has forbidden both the camisole and the cardigan. And she pulled me into the bathroom for smoky eyeshadow, and then Olivia made my hair wavy, and the attention of them dressing me felt strange. But not bad. You look so pretty, Cassie had said. Doesn't she look so pretty? And Olivia paused for a moment before agreeing. Yeah, you really do. I felt this warm, happy flutter when she said that. And when I glance at myself in the window of the metro, I actually think they're right. I look okay. I look better than okay. I feel strangely brand new. We get off at Woodley Park and cross the bridge to Adams Morgan, and Mina and the boys are already waiting for us in front of the bar. Will is holding a man purse, but he's more pissed off than I've ever seen him.
Okay, this is ridiculous.
He runs a hand through his hair and huffs.
Since when is there an age limit for music?
It's a bar, says Cassie.
But it's not about the booze,
says Will.
It's about the music.
Look, I get it.
Why doesn't he get it?
Will stabs a finger in the general direction of the bouncer and, honestly, growls. Whatever. Fuck him. You can still kind of hear it out here, Cassie says.
Not the same.
Here. Drink. Cassie reaches into her purse and pulls out a thermos, passing it to him.
What's this?
Lemonade, she says. Will sips it and turns to her, grinning. With peach schnapps, she adds. I want. Mina reaches for the thermos. And I want jumbo slice, she adds, smiling extra contagiously. 20 minutes later, I'm packed tightly onto a wooden bench with Cassie, Mina, and Olivia, and I'm holding the most epic slice of pizza. And a Coke. And the boys are sort of hovering over us. There's this couple a few yards away gazing at each other really intensely, and Max is pretending to narrate their thoughts. And Cassie and Mina are trying to seem casual about the fact that they're holding hands, but their expressions are like sunshine through window shades. I feel happy. And a little lonely. But they're cute. And it's nice. I can't explain it. I guess it's this feeling of rightness. Like I'm saying the right things and I'm in the right place. Like I'm the right person. I wonder if that even makes sense. I lean over to whisper to Olivia about it, but then there's a nudge on the toe of my flat.
Hey,
Will says.
You never wrote back to my text.
Oh, I didn't... He laughs.
I'm just kidding. It's fine.
I didn't know it was you, I say. Cassie snickers, and I realize she and Mina are both listening.
Well, now you know.
His blue eyes meet mine, and I feel myself blush. I clear my throat. Is there any more schnapps? As it turns out, Will's man purse is full of 50 million miniature bottles of booze. No more schnapps, but he dumps an entire tiny bottle of rum into my Coke. Okay, that's... Cassie leans over to steal a sip. Wow, that's strong. To be honest, I don't have much to compare it to. I don't think I've ever had more than a sip of anything. I'm not supposed to, with my pills. But I just need something tonight. I need to not feel like myself for a minute. I'm wavy hair Molly. Cardigan-less Molly. Rum and Coke Molly. I think the street is tilting, says Cassie. Do you guys see that?
Oh,
Mina says.
You are not sober.
Nope. She nudges her head into the crook of Mina's shoulder. My head's a little fuzzy, and my chest is warm, but it's a cozy feeling. I like it. And when I look up, I see that Will is watching us and smiling. Oh my God. I could sit for 5 million hours and analyze the angles of his smile.
Are all of you drunk?
He asks. Maybe, I say. But out of the corner of my eye, I catch a glimpse of Olivia, who suddenly looks like a kid dragged to a cocktail party. She's shuffling her feet on the edge of the bench and fidgeting with her napkin. I turn toward her to say something, but Cassie flings an arm around me. Drunk Molly. I never thought I'd see the day.
I like drunk Molly. She's cool.
Will says. I know, right? Says Mina.
Need a refill?
Will asks. And Cassie gives me this look like she wants to mention the Zoloft. I ignore her. Yeah, okay, I say, and Will tilts his head and smiles down at me. He has a really bright smile. And I kind of like the way he's looking at me. I can't believe this messy-haired hipster boy in skinny jeans is looking at me like that. I feel this little surge of adrenaline or attraction or alcohol or something. It makes me nervous.
Why are you making zombie faces?
He asks. What?
Just relax.
Zombies are relaxed. He laughs.
You're so freaking funny.
I feel like this conversation is spinning too quickly, but maybe that's a good thing. And when I look up at Will again, his smile is smaller, but better, more intimate. And I'm blushing so hard I think my face is burning off. So maybe Cassie was right about the cardigans, and maybe this is how it happens. Maybe this is actually happening. But I don't see how it could be. Because Will is so cute and so cool, and I'm just me. And I'm way out of my depth. It's like trying on a dress that doesn't quite fit. I'm telling you, it's on, Cassie whispers. Except it's not really a whisper, because oh my God, drunk Cassie is so fucking loud. I'm 100% positive Will can hear her, and Max can hear her, and all of 18th Street can hear her, and probably people in Antarctica can hear her. If there even are people in Antarctica. Are there people in Antarctica? Maybe a small settlement of explorers. I feel like Reed would know this. I have no idea why I think that. And I don't know why I'm even thinking about Reed, especially when I'm sitting in the glow of Will Haley's tiny sunbeam smile. I like him so much, Cassie adds, not so quietly. He's your best crush yet. I approve. Team Will. Cass, stop. I cut my eyes toward her. I feel so self-conscious. I feel like I'm naked on a giant circular stage with an audience extending out to infinity in all directions. It's a little unbearable. More than a little. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go, I say. What? No, Cassie says. Don't leave. I'm not ready. You can stay. It's fine. And you're just going to Metro home by yourself? Cassie asks. Molly, you're drunk. So are you. She stares me down. I'll go with her, Olivia says after a moment. Cassie narrows her eyes at both of us, but I know she's not going to argue. She wants to stay too badly. You better text me when you get home, she says, squeezing my hand. Sure, I say, trying not to laugh, because the protective sister thing is cute, but I'm pretty sure Cassie's not going to be sitting here waiting for my text. It's probably hard to check your phone when you're suctioned onto Mina's face. We'll leave soon, okay? She says. I'll see you at home. Another thing I'm not sure I believe. The farther we walk from Adams Morgan, the more Olivia relaxes. Sorry, I'm just feeling kind of off tonight, she says as we approach the bridge. I think I just need to get home and into pajamas so I can Netflix and chill with Titania. Titania. The dog. I press a hand to my mouth. Olivia, you cannot Netflix and chill with Titania. That does not mean what you think it means. Wait, I'm confused, she says. I think you Netflix and chill with Evan, I say, letting my eyebrows explain the rest. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I just want to watch Netflix. She looks slightly traumatized. I know. Oh God, me too. And it's true. Even hearing the word Netflix has a way of centering me. Netflix means not having to suck in your stomach or think of anything smart or adorable to say. It means a whole night of not wondering what people think about you. No alcohol, and no flirtation, and no confusion, and every organ calm and settled. Perfect. Exactly what I want. Except there's this tiny, perverse part of me that wants to run back down 18th Street to hear Will Haley say I'm so freaking funny. Even though that's the quickest way to unsettle my organs. And it's the literal opposite of Netflix. But that's me. I always want opposite things. Molly? Says Olivia. You're sort of zigzagging. Oh, oops. You sure you're okay? I'm totally okay. Okay. She bites her lip. Hey, do you mind if I call Evan really quickly? I want to catch him before he goes to bed. Here are the facts about Evan Schulmeister. He falls asleep at 10:30 with earplugs and a retainer and wakes up at 5 to run 3 miles. Every day. Totally fine, I say. I think I'm saying totally a lot. I'm totally saying totally a lot. This must be a special feature of drunk Molly. Just like regular Molly, but with 150% more totallys. Olivia pulls out her phone and walks a few steps ahead of me, and I take my phone out too. My head feels funny, light and spinny and wobbly, but my brain still works well enough to text. Abby, what are you doing right now? I really kiss you. Haha, miss you, not kiss you, I add. And now I'm walking along the bridge, and Olivia's still talking to Evan, even though she's seeing him on Sunday. I mean, she's literally driving up to Pennsylvania to see him in 2 days, and she's still cradling the phone like every second on the line is precious stolen time. That Evan Schulmeister. So I just amble along behind her, pulling out my phone every few seconds to see if Abby's written back. Which she hasn't. I text her again. Abby, my love, where are you? Then I almost bump into someone. But I feel my phone buzz, finally. And it's Abby. Except it's not actually Abby, because the text says, Hey, sorry, this is Simon. Abby fell asleep. Want me to wake her up? Oh, hi, Simon. That's okay. This is her cousin Molly, by the way. I check the spelling a few times. I don't want to be incoherent drunk Molly for my first conversation with Simon. The Simon. Abby's new best friend. My replacement. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Yeah, it's not funny. Hi, cousin Molly, Simon writes. I can't believe she's asleep already, I say. I know. She fell asleep watching Harry Potter. Side-eye emoji. I write back frantically. What? That is the worst. She is the worst. She's a squib, he writes, which makes me smile all the way to Woodley Park. Olivia doesn't hang up until we step onto the escalator, and she's quiet for a few minutes. She's always like that after talking to Evan. I think it takes her a minute to shift back to the regular world. Probably because he's such a sex god. Rein in your hotness, Evan Schulmeister. For Olivia's sake. For the world's sake. But we get on a train almost right away, and we even get a seat together. It's a miracle. It's the neighbor guy from Kimmy Schmidt saying, it's a miracle. It's that miraculous. Except I think I need to vomit, and that's probably not allowed. Not on the metro. Not on Olivia. I breathe in and out until the wave of nausea passes. Just a few more stops. I keep replaying the night in my mind, trying to make sense of it, and my hand trails across my breastbone. All that skin. Patty calls it décolletage. It's kind of a sexy thing, even though sexy isn't a word I usually associate with myself. But I kind of felt like that tonight. I actually think Hipster Will was flirting. With me. The train passes Rhode Island Avenue, and Olivia tucks her knees up and rests her chin on top of them, which is a pretty impressive position to assume in a metro seat, especially when you're 6 feet and change. She tilts her head toward me and smiles. So, Will texted you? Sort of. How do you sort of text someone? I close my eyes and lean back. I don't know. Well, I think Cass and Mina forced him to. Olivia giggles. No, I mean it, I say. I'm pretty sure Cassie made Mina harass him until he did it. So, Cassie forced Mina to force Will to text you? Exactly. Olivia's tiny smile. Yeah, you might be overthinking this. But here's the thing Olivia doesn't get. I'm not trying to overthink things. I'm trying to be less careful. But you have to be your heart's own goalie. And if I'm going to be rejected, I want to see it coming. 13. I wake up to my phone buzzing. 4 texts from Abby. Were you drunk texting Simon on my phone last night? And I'm not a squib. What's a squib? Did you seriously get drunk? I can't move yet. I stare at my light fixture. I've never noticed this, but it's collecting a thin layer of dust. And a bulb is burned out. I should fix that, eventually. Maybe when I'm slightly less catatonic. But I really should get out of bed. It's the 4th of July. That's actually a pretty big deal in our neighborhood. There's a parade with papier-mâché animal heads and clowns and entire floats dedicated to composting. That is the thing here. Moving platforms decorated to honor decayed perishables. Cassie's rustling in the bunk bed above me. "Oh, hey," she says finally, her voice thick with sleep. "You up?" "Kind of." She laughs. "Me too. Last night was something." I'm scared to know what she means by that. Maybe something happened after Olivia and I left. Maybe drunk Cassie evolved into drunk as fuck Cassie, or even the ultimate shit-faced Cassie. I don't even want to imagine what shit-faced Cassie might have said about me to Will. Shit-faced Cassie is not known for her carefulness. I squeeze my eyes shut and try to think of something neutral. Anything. My 4th of July outfit. A pale denim shirt dress over navy leggings with white stars. And I don't care if anyone side-eyes me for wearing leggings in July, because I am not here for chub rub. Also, they're very patriotic leggings. But then Cassie shifts, and the bed creaks, and I'm nervous all over again. I feel like the two negative ends of a magnet. Like there are parts of me that can't come together. If Cassie did say something to Will, I want to know. But also, I never want to know. "Hey, so I invited Mina to the parade and fireworks and stuff," Cassie says suddenly. "Oh, okay. Are you cool with that?" I sit up slowly. "Why wouldn't I be?" "Because, I don't know." I hear her yawn. "I know that's usually our thing." And it's true. Normally, Cassie and I watch the parade together. And yes, under normal circumstances, the idea of Mina tagging along might bother me a little. But I'm so preoccupied by boy drama right now that it barely even registers. It occurs to me that this may be exactly why Cassie wants me to have a boyfriend in the first place. She hoists off the top bunk a moment later, sliding in beside me under my blanket. "Anyway, you and Will were so cute last night." Okay." I hug my knees. "For real. He was totally flirting with you. Mina gave him so much shit after you left." "What did she say to him?" I blurt. Cassie just smiles, and I feel this wave of quiet panic. "Cassie, what? Oh my God, stop worrying. Why are you smiling?" "Because you actually like this guy, and it's so fucking cute. Crush number 27, right?" "I don't have a crush on Will." Cassie laughs. "Okay." "Wait, did you tell him I did?" "Molly, no, stop freaking out." "Okay." And for a moment, she's silent. "But okay, real talk," she says finally. "This boyfriend thing, do you actually want this to happen?" "I don't know. I guess so." She rolls her eyes. "That's a yes, and that's great, okay? You're allowed to want this." I bite my lip. "But at some point, you have to put yourself on the line, you know?" Okay, I know she's right. I mean, my brain knows it. But I can't seem to get the rest of me on board. It's like trying to hold my breath. There's this protective thing inside of me that opens my mouth, unpinches my nose. "I know," I say. Say Will knew you were interested. What's the worst that could happen? He'd reject you? So what? You move on to crush number 28. Move on. So what? But there's this awfulness that comes when a guy thinks you like him. It's as if he's fully clothed and you're naked in front of him. It's like your heart suddenly lives outside your body, and whenever he wants it, he can reach out and squeeze it. Unless he happens to like you back. I don't want to third wheel it with Cassie and Mina, so I end up going to a parade watching party near the dance exchange with my moms, and Zave, and Grandma. Wild times. It's hosted by these people Nadine knows from baby group, so the party is full of babies. I'm 17 years old, and this is my social life. Zave immediately starts climbing on some other baby's stroller, and my moms and Grandma drink lemonade on the front steps. All the adults are super relaxed. There are boobs out all over the place, and half-naked toddlers with foam pool noodles and cloth diapers everywhere. I recognize a few of the adults, who seem to know I'm one of Xavier's sisters, but don't know which one. I don't think they actually care which one I am. They mainly seem interested in where I'm applying to college. I mean, maybe I should start carrying flyers with my list of schools ranked by preference. Or maybe these random adults should reflect on why they give a shit in the first place. Hey, Nadine says, catching my eye. You okay? What? You seem like kind of surly. I'm feeling kind of surly. Okay, well, now you're smiling, she says. Way to ruin it. But she's right. I am surly and moody and not quite myself. This must be a hangover thing. Or a Cassie making my brain hurt thing. Either way, I'm clearly unfit for human company right now. But then I glance across the street, just in time to see Reed step onto the sidewalk. Reed Wertheim. Here, of all places. And he looks as surprised to see me as I am to see him. I cross the street to greet him. What are you doing here?
I live here.
He points to a little blue bungalow. No way. I grin. He grins back, and for a minute, we're both quiet. But my heart beats really quickly, and it's actually kind of nice.
So, what are you doing here?
He asks. I glance across the street at the party house, and of course, Patty, Nadine, and Grandma are all watching me. Breaking news! Molly is speaking to an actual boy. Tune in now as the story unfolds. I mean, at least my moms have the dignity to glance away when I catch them. Grandma gives me a thumbs up. I turn to Reed quickly. Want to take a walk?
Oh, sure.
He does this flush-cheeked kind of smile.
But I have to be back at the store in about 45 minutes. I was just grabbing lunch.
Wait, I don't want you to miss your lunch.
I don't care. I'd rather walk around with you. Really.
Oh. My heart is pounding. Why is my heart pounding? We walk up Maple, and I feel tongue-tied. Not even tongue-tied. I mean, my tongue isn't the problem. It's my brain. It's like this. Me. Hey, brain, let's think of something cool to say. Brain. Me. Okay, it doesn't have to be cool, just something semi-coherent. Brain. Me. Come on, brain, give me something. Brain. White noise. Shit.
Hey, how'd the cookie dough turn out?
Reed asks finally. Oh! I laugh. I actually did save you some.
Really?
His eyes light up behind his glasses. Really? And it came out awesome. Finally, something unlocks in my brain, and I'm me again. I think it tastes better than regular cookie dough. The consistency's slightly different, but in a good way. You'll like it.
I know I will.
We can grab it right now if you want. It's just at my house, which is 2 blocks away. I live 2 blocks from Reed. I have to admit, there's something quietly thrilling about this. I'm bringing a boy to my house. For cookie dough purposes. Totally platonic. But still, a boy. My house.
You know, I didn't put this together before,
Reed says, following me through the back door.
but I actually walk by your house sometimes with my cat.
I smile up at him. With your cat? Like on a leash?
Yeah, it has a little harness thing on it. But just the gray cat, Elefante.
He shrugs.
The other ones aren't into it.
I can't believe I've never noticed you walking a cat in front of my house.
Maybe I should stop wearing my invisibility cloak.
I laugh and head toward the kitchen. So the cookie dough is in the fridge. Do you want vanilla ice cream on top? He tilts his head.
Do I?
I think you do. I open the fridge and dig it out from behind Patty's extensive Greek yogurt collection. He beams when he sees it.
You put my name on it?
I did. Which, of course, necessitated a very brief trip to Facebook. Not to stalk, just to confirm the spelling, R-E-I-D, as opposed to R-E-E-D. But yes, Reed Wertheim has a Facebook profile. And yes, Reed Wertheim is single. Not that it matters. I just happened to notice. Oh, right. You need ice cream, I say quickly.
I'm pretty sure I'm about to be ruined for all other food, Molly.
And I'm about to make a wise-ass comment about mini eggs, but there's a sudden burst of laughter from upstairs. I'm so startled I almost jump. I definitely thought Reed and I were the only ones home. But then I hear Cassie's voice, and Mina's low, husky laugh, and oh. And all I can think is this. Dear God, please let this not be sex. Is that even a thing? Daytime 4th of July sex? Because I'm pretty sure I won't survive overhearing sex in the presence of Middle-earth Reed. I look at him. He looks at me. And then I hear the familiar creaking thud of Cassie's footsteps on the stairs. She and Mina appear in the kitchen doorway moments later, fully clothed, holding hands. Whoa, I didn't know you were home, Cassie says. We just got here. Aw, Molly, you look so cute and patriotic, says Mina. And then she looks up at Reed. Oh, hey. Reed looks startled.
Hey, Mina.
I look back and forth between them. Wait, you know each other? Reed nods.
We go to school together.
Cassie peers up at him. But I don't know you. Oh, this is Reed, I say, trying to sound casual, which shouldn't be this difficult. This should be an effortlessly casual situation. And this is my sister, Cassie. Oh, you're the guy from work, Cassie says. There's this hanging pause, during which Reed nods, and I blush, and Mina looks at Cassie, and then the freezer starts beeping. So I shut it quickly and pass the ice cream to Reed. Super casual. Though now Reed knows I've mentioned him to Cassie, which is pretty great. Let's just add him to the list of guys who now think I'm obsessed with them. Anyway, Olivia's meeting us at the cheesecake place, Cassie says. Come with us. Right now? She nods. Put some ice cream in there and let's go. Reed has to go back to work, but he walks with us up Tulip Avenue, hugging the jar of cookie dough to his chest. He and Mina end up talking about this teacher from their school, and I'm still kind of thrown by the fact that they know each other. It's not like I mind, but it's this little shift in my head. And I guess it kind of sucks that he seems to have forgotten about me. I mean, maybe this teacher they're talking about is a really interesting person. None of my teachers are that interesting, to be honest. But when we get to the cheesecake bakery, Reed turns to me suddenly. Okay, well, he says, and his hand hovers close to me, like he's about to rest it on my shoulder. Or maybe he's about to hug me. Maybe. It would definitely be cool if my brain could keep functioning right now. But there must be a force field around me, because Reed whips his hand back and wraps his hands around the mason jar like a baseball bat. Cool. Well, I guess I'll see you at work, he says, waving briefly. Then he grips the mason jar even tighter and starts walking toward town. I can't believe you work with Reed Wertheim, Mina says, pushing through the door of the bakery. She holds the door for Cassie and me, I've known him since first grade. He's so sweet.